They stole my entire life. Not just the house, not just the furniture, but my name, my history, my right to exist. When I pulled up to the Pine Valley gate after 18 months away, the scanner blinked red and said, "Visitor, 4 hours. Visitor," at my own house. That was the moment I knew something was very, very wrong. I'd bought that place as a broken, abandoned shell. Every nail, every plank, every drop of paint was mine. I'd left to care for my mom, Alzheimer's, the kind of disease that eats time and memory like rust on steel, and when she stabilized, I came back ready to reclaim my life. But when the gate denied me and the guard gave me that blank, polite stare, I realized I didn't have a life left to reclaim. There was a family in my house, their SUV in my driveway, their flower pots on my porch, and a blonde woman wearing an HOA badge that read, "Rebecca Robinson, Vice President." She stood beside a police officer, smiling like she owned the place. Officer Harris flipped open his notepad. "Sir, what exactly is the crime here? How do you even answer that?" "She's living in my house," I said, trying not to shout. "She changed my locks, hijacked my utilities. She stole my life." Rebecca just opened a folder full of printed bills, community service forms, water payments, all in her name, all with my address. "I've been maintaining the property while the previous owner handled family matters," she said calmly, like this was some kind of business transaction. Previous owner. Those words hit me harder than anything else. My hands were shaking. The cop looked at her paperwork, looked at me, then said, "This appears to be a civil issue, sir. You'll need to contact an attorney." He might as well have said, "You're on your own." When they went inside my house, I stood there on the sidewalk staring at the curtains I'd picked out, the garden I'd planted, and felt a kind of hollow rage I can't describe. Then I noticed something strange 2 doors down. A Ring camera mounted beside their door. My Ring camera. Same model, same crooked angle. I pulled up the app and my stomach dropped. The live feed was from that house, not mine. Same timestamp, 4 months of footage, but from the wrong porch. Or maybe not wrong at all. Maybe Rebecca had moved it, watching me or watching others. That night I checked into the cheapest motel I could find. The sheets smelled like bleach and cigarette ghosts. I opened my laptop to start fixing this nightmare, and my internet account said, "Service terminated per request of account holder." Except the account holder wasn't me. My email was locked, my bank account flagged for suspicious activity, and when I went to buy coffee the next morning, the barista smiled and said, "Oh, Rebecca already covered your tab for the week, said you'd probably need the Wi-Fi." That's when I realized she wasn't just living in my house, she was living in my future. Everywhere I went, Pine Valley residents were posting pictures of these perfect little welcome baskets Rebecca had delivered. Gift cards, personalized notes, even surveys asking for family updates for the directory. She'd built an entire social web around herself, and I was the ghost story they whispered about. Confused man claiming ownership. My own neighborhood had been programmed to see me as the intruder. Then came the call from my mom's care facility. Her voice was fragile, confused. "Jeffrey, you said you were coming today. Did you forget I swallowed the truth? Because how do you tell your sick mother that you can't visit because a stranger stole your identity?" When the call ended, I saw something on the community app, a new note in the security chat. "Verify before engaging with Jeffrey Turner." 23 people had acknowledged it. My neighbors had voted me out of my own life. That was the first night I broke. I sat in that motel room staring at the ceiling fan, wondering if I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had missed a payment. Maybe I'd been gone too long. Maybe this was my fault. There's a special kind of loneliness in not knowing if the world's gone insane or if you have. Then, in the grocery store the next day, I met her Angela Patterson. Mid-40s, calm, sharp-eyed, the kind of woman who looks like she could organize a war. She said she'd seen what Rebecca was doing. "I know HOA systems," she told me. "I can help you file the right complaints, get her off the board." For the first time, someone believed me. She showed me how to gather documents, the forms to file the timeline. We spent an hour planning my comeback. When she paid for her groceries, her phone buzzed, and I caught the notification. Venmo, $400 or $800 from R. Robinson 247. I asked, "What was that?" She smiled, said, "Just bookkeeping work. I manage accounts for several residents." The lie was smooth as glass. I knew then she was part of it. And when my official complaint got rejected, 47 hours later, filed after deadline, I realized Angela had fed me fake instructions. The board had even held a poll. Should late filers receive extensions? 89% voted no. The HOA had turned my entire neighborhood into a weapon against me. That night I opened my email and found every message I'd sent Angela automatically forwarded to an address tied to Rebecca. Every word, every photo, every document hand-delivered to my enemy. I remember whispering out loud, "Maybe I should just let it go." Because fighting systems that don't acknowledge you exist, it's like screaming in a dream. But then a message appeared on my phone. No name, no number. Pool equipment shed. She controls everything from there. Come alone. I went. The pool area after dark was silent, except for the hum of filters and the chemical tang of chlorine. My flashlight cut through shadows until it landed on her Rebecca alone wearing work gloves, cleaning skimmers like it was just another Tuesday. I said, "Your name isn't Rebecca Robinson." She froze, then laughed a cracked, bitter sound. "Rebecca Morrison never got invited to pool parties," she said, hurling the skimmer against the wall. Her face twisted rage and sorrow in equal measure. "You know what it's like cleaning other people's pools, watching perfect families live perfect lives while you scrub algae for $8 an hour." Her voice cracked into confession. The fake name, the HOA position, the forged documents, it was all a mask. She'd been building false identities for years, targeting absentee homeowners, taking over their lives piece by piece. "I've heard your calls," she said, "every word to your mother, every plea to the cops." I rerouted them through my equipment. I spotted a waterproof case on the shelf, USB drives labeled by state and victim name. Dozens of them. She'd done this before. Many times. I pulled one free just as she lunged, and the struggle sent both of us crashing into the chlorine drums. The noise drew attention. Carlos, the maintenance tech, appeared at the doorway, eyes wide. I sent the message. He blurted. "She made me install everything, signal blockers, data routers. I didn't know what it was for." Then he showed me something on his phone that made my knees go weak. "Jeffrey, according to HOA records, you died 6 months ago. A death certificate, an obituary, my name, my date of birth. Rebecca had legally erased me. Every system that mattered, banks, utilities, government, thought I was dead." The next night, Carlos and I went back to document everything. Dozens of drives each containing complete digital lives, bank data, social security numbers, property deeds. 47 victims across 12 states. Rebecca wasn't a suburban con artist. She was running an identity theft syndicate using HOA systems as camouflage. When she returned and saw us gathering evidence, she didn't fight. She just sat down, trembling. "I didn't mean to ruin anyone," she whispered. "I made the houses better. I paid the bills. I kept everything alive." The delusion was chilling. She truly believed she'd been helping people living their lives better than they did. I stepped outside holding the evidence and called out to the crowd that had gathered by the pool, drawn by the commotion. "My name is Jeffrey Turner," I said loud enough for the cameras, the neighbors, the world. "And this woman stole my life and 46 others." Phones came up. People gasped. Some started filming. Rebecca broke down completely sobbing while Carlos held the drives like trophies of truth. It wasn't revenge, it was revelation. The kind that burns away every lie at once. Within hours, the FBI was on scene. Cybercrime agents took the drives, cataloged the equipment, and cuffed Rebecca Morrison, formerly Robinson. The same officer who'd once dismissed me as a civil dispute watched her get loaded into a federal van. That's where I stopped talking. No speeches, no victory pose, just silence broken by the click of handcuffs and the hum of police radios. Because in that moment I realized something terrifying and liberating all at once. You can rebuild a house. You can reclaim property. But when someone steals your identity, the only way to get it back is to make the truth louder than the lies.